this video is adding, subtracting, and multiplying. So we'll start with adding and subtracting. So first off, you need like terms, meaning they both have to be the square root and they both have to be a radicand of 5. So same index, same radicand. So the square root of 180 has to be simplified. I already did this one. Maybe in this video too. 3, 3, 2, 2, and a 5. Square root 3 times 3 times 2 times 2 times 5. A 3 comes out, a 2 comes out, a 5 stays under, grouping in 2's. So we have 6 square root 5. So it's negative, so negative 6 square root 5 plus 4 square root 5 are now like terms. So you add the numbers in front, the coefficients. Negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2, and it stays square root 5.
I have an idea. My lord, I love Mulan, and I don't care what the rules say. If she'll have me, I intend to marry her right now.
All right, this one, they both have to be simplified. 175 and 28 are not prime, so let's break those down. Ends in a 5. 3. 15, 35. Again, it ends in a 5. 5 and 7. 28. 2 and 15. 2 and 7.
I've never seen two people more right for one another.
Oops.
Mulan, should have fun with you, please. Now I command you to proceed at once. Yes, your greatness.
So we have 5 square root 7.
Mulan, do you love Shang? Of course you do. Shang, do you love Mulan?
2 square root 7, and we are subtracting them. Make sure you put it in the right order. 5 minus 2 is 3 square root 7. They are like terms. They're both the square root of 7, so you add or subtract the coefficients depending on the signs. So we have 3 square root 7.
And furthermore, I hereby decree that the princesses of the Middle Kingdom, wherever they may be, are released from their vow and may marry whomsoever they please. And please,
all right.
That's very important.
So these have multiplication and addition and subtraction. We just have to get 10 of them in 60 seconds, and I'm running out of time, so let's see how quickly we can do these. When you're multiplying, you multiply the coefficients on the outside, so 2 times 2 is 4, and the coefficients on the inside, which is 2 times 2, which is 4. We know the square root of 4, so that's 4 times 2. So 4 times 2 is your answer, 1. All right, multiply what's outside together, multiply what's inside together. So we get negative 20 square root 5. That's all you can do. 2. Outside is negative 25. Inside, 36 is 42. Negative 25 square root 42. Yes, Avery, they hear you. So negative 12 square root 49. Square root of 49 simplify. Negative 12 times 7.
Well, Mulan is happy.
2 times 7 is 14. 6 times 2 inside together is 12.
I did do good, didn't I? You better get your rest.
3. Trying to add these together. 7 and 5 can't simplify to be like terms, and they're not like terms, so you can't do anything here. Outside's negative 25. Inside's 30. And then 30 simplifies. So this is going to take a second, but I don't have to because it didn't make me. Because it's timed. All right, we're at 7. 4 times 3 is 12. Square root 21. 21 square root 6. Negative 4 square root 10. I can't add these together. Not like terms. I can add those together. I'd get 6 because there's an imaginary 1 there. 30. All right. So I got to 12. I don't know how long it took. I'd have to go back and watch this video. But my best time was 82.7. You gotta be really good at these. I can do it one more time if you need me to. but
You told him about me? About us?
there's more the adding I want to do.
I have no secret.
8 squared root 6.
I told him
Like terms, so 2
everything.
minus 5 is negative 3. Keep the square root of 6. Not like terms, you can't add them. Not like terms, you can't subtract them. Multiply what's outside together. Negative 28. Keep what's inside together. Negative 6 square root 4, but square root 4 simplifies to 2. 7 times 4 is 21. Square root 3. Oh, 28 square root 3. Can't add them, they're not like terms. 28 square root 30. They're like terms, so you subtract them. 4 minus 2 is 2, and you keep the square root of 7. There you go. So, 10 out of 10, I'm done.
I don't know what we can do with it yet, but it's gonna be good.
But that's done.
Hero Dragon deserve anything less.
Next section, multiplying, dividing. I'll actually move that down so that you multiply before you get to that. Uh-oh, Mulan's over. All right, with multiplying, you multiply what's outside together, what's inside together, and then simplify your answer. So they're both 10 and 6 are under the radical. Multiply them together, you get 60, and then simplify it. 60 is 2 and 30. 30 is 2 and 15. 15 is 3 and 5. So this is 2 square root 15. This is just all in words. It's still just multiplying. We're multiplying 3 square root 7 times 7 square root 15. 3 times 7 is 21. 7 times 14. You can multiply them, but then you have to break up 14 anywhere. And so 14 is 2 times 7. So you have 2 7s. So 1 7 is going to come out and get multiplied to the 21 square root 2. So 147 square root 2. 147 square root 2. All right. With this, you have to simplify the square root of 50. Hold on one second, buddy. 2 and you do my head. We'll do 10 and 5, and then 2 and 5. So 2, 5, and 5. So 5 comes out. So we have 5 square root 2 on top being divided by 5. And 5 over 5 is 1 square root 2. You don't need to keep that 1 there. It is always there. So it'll just be square root of 2. You can only simplify what's outside the radical together. So you can only divide the 5 and 5. If the 2 was a 10, I still couldn't divide that because one's outside the radical and one's in. All right. Square root of 216. That is a big number. Let's break that down. 2 and 108. 2 and 54. 2 and 27. 3 and 9. 3 and 3. All right, to make sure I didn't mess that up, I am going to go to the calculator, put in 3 2s and 3 3s to make sure it's 216.
Oh no, Mama, call me.
216. So I got that right. And then we're going to break that down. So this is the square root. You're still grouping in 2s. Give me 1 second, buddy. So 2 comes out, 3 comes out. So I get a 6 on the outside and a 6 on the inside. That is being divided by 4. All right. The 6 and the 4 on the outsides can divide. 6 divided by 4 is 3 over 2, and then you keep the square root. Square root of 6. So 3 square root 6 on the outside divided by 2.
How do you do it?
I'm teaching.
Okay.
Okay. Multiplying binomials is definitely the hardest, but remember you're foiling. Please ignore, now we're at Mickey Mouse, so please ignore Mickey Mouse in the background. So this 10 has to go to the other 10, and this square root of 10 has to go to the negative 7. So square root of 10 times square root of 10. They're both in the radical, so you multiply them to get 100. Square root of 10 times negative 7 is negative 7 square root of 10. Then we're going to do 7 times negative 7 times square root of 10. Negative 7 square root of 10. And then lastly, negative 7 times negative 7 is a positive 49. And then we simplify. Square root of 100 is 10. Negative 7 square root of 10, negative 7 square root of 10. Like terms, so add your coefficients. You get negative 14 square root of 10 plus 49. Now this simplifying is where people mess up because they try to do 10 minus 14 and you can't because this isn't 14, this is 14 square root of 10. So combining like terms, you can only add the ones without radicals together and the ones with radicals together to get 59 minus 14 square root of 10. And again, you can't subtract 14 from 59 because this isn't 14, it's 14 square root of 10. Submit. All right, next problem. All right, now we have, conjugates, meaning when we multiply these together, they should get us back to a whole number without the radical because one's positive and then the middle term is negative. So when we FOIL these out, they'll cancel into our conjugates. Square root of 10 times square root of 10. Very similar numbers as the last question. No, thank you, Avery. So 100. If you're wondering why I'm not getting grades done, it is because of all the distractions you hear, and I apologize. I am working on not being so distracted, but there's not much I can do with 2 toddlers running around. All right. The 7's outside the radical, square root of 10's inside. And then that's not supposed to be in the radical. So we're going to start again. Hold on. Now that I wrote the correct thing, 10 times negative, square root of 10 times negative 7 is negative 7 square root of 10. They can't get multiplied together because the 7 is not in the radical. 7 times the square root of 10 is positive 7 square root of 10. Oh, I didn't change colors like I wanted to. Positive 7 times negative 7 is negative 49. And then we simplify that. Square root of 100 is 10. Negative 7, positive 7 cancels out. Minus 49, you should get negative 39. That's with conjugates. You should get all the way down to a whole number. Negative, positive whole number. So negative 39. Ta-da. All right. Next section is dividing. And I'll do that last one, rationalizing and dividing in the next video.